Good evening, Lake Orion. Well, daylight savings time now. I'm your host, and I am Between Taorminas. Yes, indeed. This is Between Taorminas here on Owen TV after a week off because we all had other commitments. Sammy, how are you feeling?
I'm hanging in there. Just tired. Long day at work today and all that, you know.
Long day at work. Working with athletics.
Yes.
Nothing out of the ordinary.
Nope.
All right. Well, let's talk about speaking of athletics, let's talk about Lake Orion football. Obviously, that was one subject we wanted to talk about last week. Lake Orion ended up losing to Romeo in the district playoff game. They made the playoffs. They made the playoffs at 5-4, first time in 2 years. And in a way, they had a fairly successful season at they beat Southfield.
Well, when you look at this team, how, when you lose 3 straight games, it's not good.
Yeah,
that's not good. The offense really just kind of fell apart after after they weren't the same offense after the Troy at the Birmingham Seahome game, and actually you could tell the offense was not the same after the Seahome game.
Well, Clarkson was pretty good.
Well, Clarkson's a pretty good team, but
Bloomfield Hills had a very good quarterback.
But you know what? The defense improved and the offense faltered. That's what happened in the final. I would probably have to say after the defense played much better. You know what I mean? From weeks 6 on down. You know what I mean? Ever since they beat Southfield Arts and Tech. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But when you look at the offense was like a little bit of a disturbing trend, a little bit, you know what I mean? Because the offensive, I just thought that, they had the Romeo game was very similar to Chippewa Valley. When you look at it here, now Chippewa Valley kept the same game because Romeo played Chippewa Valley week 1 and week 2.
Because Orion played Chippewa week 1.
Orion played Chippewa Valley week 1. So I guess what happened was Romeo kept the Chippewa Valley game with Orion as their film and used that as their basis of how they were going to attack their game plan and all that.
It was a break but don't bend defense.
Right, it was a break and don't bend defense, and that's why Lake Orion left so many points off the field. On the field. When you look at that interception that in the second quarter, and then you look at the 2 4th down stops. The team that Lake Orion just couldn't punch it in the end zone. Those drives, you know what I mean? The Romeo goes on a big drive and scores. So it could have went either way. If Orion would have scored at least those 3 touchdowns, you know what I mean? Three of those touchdowns, it's a whole different ball game. Lake Orion's in the next round, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. But, and unfortunately, got to give credit to Romeo. And there are 2 co-coaches. Kurt Reines, they had a good game plan. They played a game plan that was very similar to the game between Orion and Chippewa Valley from week 1.
Obviously, you talk about the offense. Coach Bell has always said that he takes responsibility for the offense. Do you think that?
When I look at the offense, you know what I mean? The last few years, his team has not been balanced. If you want to be a good football team, you're going to have balance. You're going to have a run threat and a pass threat. Ever since 2013, this team has not had, they've been more of a run-oriented offense. Is it maybe time to change it up? A little bit. Maybe go to more of a zone read a little bit. Maybe it is. But you can still run part of the part of the jet sweep offense in there, but I think maybe it's time to change it up a little bit.
See, so you think changes should be made, especially on the offensive side of the ball?
It's got to be, well, if, you got to play to your mindset, play to your personnel. And, this year's team running the football was huge for them, But I think when you got to develop a true deep threat, you know what I mean? A true slot back, a true deep threat, if you can balance it out, then think about it. Then we could be talking about an offense that would remind me a lot of the 2012 year. You know what I mean? Where you had that deep threat in Chaz Miller. You have a very good running back in Jacob Miller. You know what I mean? You have you have that slot back. I mean, like, you think about it, you think about it, if you can't have balance, you're not going to win football games, and it shows.
I want to talk about the quality wins that Orion had this year. They beat Oxford to get back to 00. The biggest win, they had an overtime win at Seaholm, place it's not very easy to play at. They got the revenge on Athens. Then they beat Stony Creek. But the biggest one was going on the road, probably the best first half of the season, at Southfield Arts and Tech, gave the Warriors their first home loss of the regular season. They haven't lost a game since.
No, they have
not. But how much did that help this group?
It helped a lot because when you look at it here, I think that was the game that got them in the playoffs. Because when you look at how good Southfield Arts and Tech was, they had a lot of hype. They still do. You look at a quarterback like Sam Johnson III. You look at, they have a great wide receiver. They have a great DB, great cornerback, running backs. I mean, but the thing you can expose them was up front. You can expose their line play. I'm not sold on their line play. And that's what Orion did. That's what Chris Wilson had a big game there.
Frank.
Frank had a big game there. I mean, and the defense I thought the defense played magnificent in that game.
Especially the first half.
Especially in that first half. But, making that fourth down stand, for this team to hang on, that was huge for this team, and I hope this is the stepping point of trying to get back to where Lake Orion football is supposed to be at. And that is winning games, it's just the first step.
Do you think the division, the way it was, you've got obviously the crossover with Chip, but you also had a division of Orion, Clarkston, Southfield, West Bloomfield, Oxford.
That's vicious.
That's brutal.
That's vicious.
Is that a testament for this group to go in with that type of schedule, make the playoffs with that type of schedule? Is that a testament to how hard they worked all year?
Yes, that is. Because when you look at it here, that's a vicious schedule. That is a vicious schedule because, when you look at who they've had to play, who they've had to deal with, I think this was a kind of a successful year for this group, you know what I mean? To hopefully bring back the Lake Orion football tradition like it was supposed to be.
Going into next year, obviously a lot will depend on the divisions. Do you think that this group returns a quarterback?
Right.
They return a good running back.
Good receiver.
They return a good receiver. Do you think that this team is built for a run?
If they can get good line play, yes. But they're going to have to find a number 2 receiver to go with that number 1 receiver. And if they do, this team could go on a deep run. And the quarterback's got to get much better. If all this goes in together here, you get a number 2 wide receiver 2 in that fold, maybe even a number 3 wide receiver, you got something.
All right. Well, that'll do it for the first segment of Between Taorminas here on ONTV.
Hello, I'm Oakland County Sheriff Mike Bouchard.
And I'm former Detroit Red Wing Joe Koster.
We'd like to remind you to practice safe boating by knowing the laws regarding water safety.
Please make sure you have the necessary safety equipment on board and be sure all of your equipment is working properly before leaving the dock.
and the probability of being involved in a boating accident nearly doubles when alcohol is involved. Always check local weather conditions, and if you notice darkening clouds, play it safe. Get off the water. Have a safe, enjoyable summer on the lake.
When I'm in Lake Orion and I want to catch up on sports, I watch Between Taorminas.
We own a Habitat home.
I love working on my Habitat home.
Soy dueño de una casa de Habitat.
My neighbor is a Habitat homeowner.
Being a Habitat homeowner has changed our lives.
My mortgage payment for Habitat is less than what I pay for rent.
Habitat for Humanity of Oakland County currently has homes available with mortgage payments lower than most rent payments. If you or someone you know needs decent and affordable housing, call 248-338-1843 or visit our website at habitatoakland.org.
Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV. Want to catch your talk briefly about the Dragons real quick before we go with our next segment. Want to talk about the defense, Sammy.
They have a defense coming back, you know what I mean? So we'll see what happens there.
So you're impressed with the defense?
Yeah, they have a defense coming back, yes.
So
that's all I got to say.
All right. Well,
and then we got Michigan State.
So let's talk about Michigan State. And Michigan is dominating the Big Ten right now.
You know, I'm more disturbed about Michigan State.
Okay.
Because they've lost 7 straight games.
Yeah, I know.
Lost to mighty Illinois. And now they got... Why are they clapping? And now they got Rutgers where they're selling $6 tickets?
Is this in East Lansing?
Yes, it's in East Lansing.
They're selling tickets for $6?
Yes.
How much are tickets in Ann Arbor?
Maybe about... That's how I do Michigan football. I mean,
We're selling $6 tickets in East Lansing?
I'm telling you right now, the reason why Michigan is playing well right now is because of one Jabril Peppers.
Mm-hmm.
Now, who is Jabril Peppers, you ask? I have no idea who Jabril Peppers is. And you look at what...
He played in New Jersey.
You look at what... And this guy is a Heisman candidate.
Yes.
And he plays for Corporate M. He's bought and paid for. I mean, you look at Michigan State, the reason why they've lost 7 straight games is because of inconsistency. Defense has been atrocious. It's been a disaster waiting to happen. They had some really bad losses in there. Lost to Illinois. Lost to Indiana. Northwestern. Those are bad losses. Just a down year for Michigan State. They'll be back next year. Don't worry. Don't worry, everybody. Michigan State will be back next year. And then you look at Michigan. Quarterback's good. Running back's a mess. Offensive line senior heavy. They're poised to go on a big national championship run. And a lot of people said this team could beat Alabama. And
can this team beat Alabama?
Do I think they can beat Alabama? No.
You don't think so?
No. Because Alabama's got too many weapons for Michigan to handle.
Well, the big one for Michigan is going to be in Columbus against Ohio State.
They ain't beating Ohio State.
Why?
Because, pretty simple, J.T. Barrett, he will have a big game. Of course, let's remember, they have a former Detroit Cast Tech running back named Mike Weber.
Yes, I remember that guy.
And
I remember him very well.
I think he's going to have a big game in that game against Michigan's claiming super god, mighty, powerful defense. And some guy with khakis and a Michigan hat is going to bow down to Urban Meyer.
You really think Harbaugh's going to bow down to Meyer?
Yes.
Why?
Because Urban Meyer, let's look at last year. Urban Meyer beat Jim Harbaugh pretty badly because of J.T. Barrett and Ezekiel Elliott. Mike Weber's going to have a big game this year against Michigan. It's in Columbus. And, of course, let's not forget that Michigan football, now a lot of people say they're back, they're coming back. I think Ohio State's going to ruin Michigan's season. I really do. And Ohio State's going to be a team that's going to go to the Big Ten championship.
Doesn't
game.
Ohio State have one loss, though?
Yes, they lost to Penn State. But if
That's
you think,
a league loss.
You think about it. If they beat Michigan, Ohio State would have the tiebreaker.
Yeah, you're right.
You know?
But Michigan beat Penn State.
Yes, I know. But Ohio State would have the tiebreaker because they beat Michigan. So think about it.
I am thinking about it.
You know?
Because the winner of that's going to likely play Wisconsin in the Big Ten championship game.
Yeah, that team will. And Wisconsin already lost to Michigan.
Yep.
And Ohio State.
Yep.
So I think that whoever wins that game is going to win the Big Ten championship.
So
I think it's going to be Ohio State.
So you think Ohio State's going to the national championship college football playoff?
I think Ohio State's going to the playoff. I really do.
What about Michigan?
They're going. I hope they don't go to the Rose Bowl.
Why?
Because they don't deserve to be in the Rose Bowl.
So why are you saying that?
I think Michigan, in my opinion, should deserve to be in the Outback Bowl.
You think they'll be in the Outback Bowl?
Yes.
Wow.
Because they're corporate and they're bought and paid for.
Wow. What would a Michigan fan say to you?
I don't know.
Are you just upset because Michigan State's not doing good?
Are you saying I'm bitter?
Yes, I am saying you're bitter because Michigan State's had several successful years, and now Michigan's got a good year, and now you're acting like they have no business being there.
Michigan's got no business being there. Michigan State will be back next year. They will be back. They're young this year. They're going to be better they're going to be better next year. And they have a quarterback coming in. They're going to have a quarterback named Brian Lewerke. He's going to have a heck of a year. And you have Messiah DeWeaver as well. So, is that somebody sleeping?
Yeah.
You better watch it over there, Mr. Atwater.
Oh. All right. So, speaking of Alabama, is Alabama the team that wins it all right now?
No.
Who do you think wins it all?
Clemson.
You think Clemson?
Mm-hmm. Clemson.
Why?
Deshaun Watson. For real. You know, Deshaun Watson's for real.
You think it'll be Clemson?
I think it'll be Clemson.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Well, Western Michigan. What do you think about them so far?
I call Western Michigan the Fighting Kopecks.
Fighting Kopecks. For those, give a reason why you call them that.
Because if you notice, Kevin Kopech is Lake Orion girls varsity basketball coach, and he went to school at Western Michigan, and he's a big-time Broncos fan. So when you look at Western Michigan right now, the theme for Western Michigan is roll the boat. I don't know why they named that team, but I guess it's a good thing for Western Michigan. Now, you have the nickname the Broncos. I call them the Fighting Kopecks because I heard a rumor that, of course, Mr. Kopech had a little episode with Kent State the other night. So
Kent State's got, that kicker there went to Clarkson.
Yes,
Shane
I know.
Hines.
Drew Hines.
Shane
Hines, yes. So Western Michigan, I think they're heading on New Year's Day 6 game. They're going to be in a New Year's Day 6. I think they're going to play and I think they're going to be, I think they're going to play Oklahoma this year.
You think they're playing Oklahoma?
Yup. They beat Oklahoma. Oh, wait, no, Central Michigan beat Oklahoma State.
Yeah, Central Michigan beat Oklahoma State.
But I think they got a shot if they play Oklahoma.
So you think Western's going undefeated?
I think they're going undefeated, yes.
Even beating Toledo?
Yes, even though Toledo's going to be a very difficult game for them.
And then at Toledo?
I think it's at Toledo, yep. That's going to be a very difficult game for Western.
Okay. Mm-hmm. Any final thoughts?
We'll see what happens for the Fighting Kopecks.
What about any Michigan final thoughts?
They're corporate. They're done. They lose Saturday at Iowa City.
We'll be right back with Between Taorminas here on ON TV.
Hello, Oakland County. This is Sammy Taormina talking OA Now. In it, we'll talk various stories from ranging from the state to Oakland County teams affecting the OAA. Catch us here on OA Now.
Hello, Lake Orion. It's Anthony Taormina, co-host of Between Taorminas. I want to let you know of a new show called History Now. In it, we're going to talk about global, national, and political events that occur in our lifetime. We're going to also have guests and also have co-hosts as well, and also plenty of surprises. Catch us on History Now here on ONTV. Welcome back to Between Taorminas here on ONTV. Sammy. So the Tigers are in. So Ian Weatherspoon would be very happy about this.
Tigers fire sale.
It's the Tigers fire sale. Continue. What do you think Ian Weatherspoon's going like?
Hey! We suck! Yay! That's Ian. He's celebrating because Cleveland Indians are the ALCS champions. AL champions.
Well, what do you think about the Cubs winning the World Series?
108 years. Steve Bartman, it's time for you to come out of hiding. I'm telling you, Steve. Steve, come back. Come back. I know where you live, Steve Bartman.
You do?
I know where he lives.
You know where he lives? That's creepy.
Yeah, I know where he lives.
What people are you going to bring with you?
I have sources.
You've already said the West Bloomfield girls basketball coach, the Stony Creek girls basketball coach. What's up with you over this Bartman conspiracy?
We know where he lives.
So, are you happy for the Cubs, or you don't say
I'm
that?
happy for the Cubbies.
Why?
Because they've been known as the lovable losers.
They're not losers anymore?
They're not losers anymore. Makes me happy.
Isn't Ben Zobrist the MVP?
Yes.
So, second straight year, he's MVP.
Yep.
Just under two different teams.
Yep.
The Kansas City Royals and the Chicago Cubs.
Yep.
So, and you're happy that the Cleveland Indians made it in the World Series?
Yep, and Ian Weatherspoon was really happy to see the Kansas City Royals and the Cleveland Indians make the World Series in 2 different years. Isn't that lovely?
All right, let's talk about the Tiger fire sale. You've got Miguel Cabrera now being offered up by the Tigers. Is this a Tigers fire sale? Is this really happening?
No.
You don't think so?
I don't think they're going to trade Cabrera. I don't think they're going to trade Iglesias. I don't think they're going to trade Verlander.
What about Kinsler?
I don't think they're going to trade those 4. Those 4 are your nucleus players. You do not trade those 4 players. I think it'd be a crime if Al Vila traded those 4 players, because it's going to set the city back maybe 10, 15 years, and Mike Ilitch will never get his World Series championship.
Well, I mean, right now it's unfortunate to see that Mike Ilitch is going through all this.
I know.
You know, I mean, there's not very many championships he's going to be around for.
I know.
So you don't think they're going to trade Miguel Cabrera?
No.
They do need prospects, though.
Well, they got plenty of prospects down on the farm.
You think so?
Yeah, I'm not too worried.
So you think the Tigers can stay as is?
I think it stay as is.
Is it because do you think the Tigers need to keep cutting payroll?
They do in a sense, but you could trade people elsewhere. You know what I mean? Not Verlander, Miggy, Kinsler, or
does VMart become open?
VMart's available, or JD's available. Yes.
I can't believe this is happening to the Tigers.
Mm-hmm. Blame Al Vila and his ideologies.
Mm-hmm.
Hockey.
Let's talk hockey.
My Dallas Stars gave up 8 goals to Winnipeg. This is all Bob Bridges' fault. That man has ruined my hockey team. I'm 4-6 because of Bob Bridges and B.O. Reese and Eric Jennings and Jim Manzo. Those 4 are the reason why I'm 4-6. Why is somebody clapping?
Maybe because you're getting what you deserve.
What? I'm not getting what I deserve.
Maybe because you are.
I'm not.
You were getting what you
I'm
deserve.
4-6 because of those 4 people.
You're blaming those 4 people, and you're not blaming your goaltending, which is atrocious.
My goaltending, I'm not panicking with my team right now. They're hurt right now. Now, do I need to make a trade of goaltending? Yes, but I'm not panicking right now. Now, I know somebody in the production truck says I should be panicking, but I'm not. I'm calm as a fiddle.
You don't seem like you're calm. You're panicking.
I'm not panicking. I'm fine. I'm fine.
You seem like you're panicking.
I'm not panicking.
You know why? Why do we have a Dallas Stars thing up there? We need to have a Colorado Avalanche picture.
See, look at this. This is the best hockey team on the planet, Dallas Stars. Oh, look at the NHL logo.
Yeah.
Sure. But I'm telling you right now, I'm not panicking on the Dallas Stars right now. I'm not. They're fine. They're going to be fine.
You really think that?
Yes. They're
Why?
fine. Because their defense will take time for them to gel. They're young defense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Spets has been
Didn't
hurt.
Jamie Benn say they were hitting rock bottom?
This is the lowest point right now, but, you know, you can take 2 steps up. You can either go down or go back up. This is the lowest point they've been in right now. It's time for them to go back up. You know what I mean? We've been through this road before. We'll fix it.
Now, what do you think about the Wings?
They're done.
They've
Who
lost.
cares?
Well, they got a win yesterday at
Who
Philadelphia,
cares?
but they lost.
Who cares?
Okay.
Who cares?
Okay, so you both agree with
They're
who cares.
done for. They will not make the playoffs. Don't worry. They will not make the playoffs. Just watch.
How scary is the Edmonton Oilers?
The Ponies,
Yes.
they can be scary. They don't scare me. The Stars are a better team than they are.
What about Blackhawks and Blues?
No comment on Chicago. I think Chicago's the luckiest team in the NHL. St. Louis is not. St. Louis is not a shell of themselves. You know, the Stars put 6 goals on St. Louis, and can only imagine how decimated the Blues are.
So you're saying who cares about the Wings?
They're done for.
You're saying that the Stars are going to bounce back.
Yes.
You're saying who's the best team in the NHL right now? I'm trying to think.
I think it's the Rangers.
Might be New York.
Who knows?
Yeah, who knows? We'll have to see.
Mm-hmm.
We'll have to see. So, all right. So, going into this week, what about NFL Lions? Lions record.
They're 5-4.
5-4 bye week.
They'll beat the bye.
I know they'll beat the bye, but Matt Stafford MVP?
No.
Why? He's been the MVP.
He's been the MVP, yes, but Dak Prescott's MVP. The way he's been playing on Dallas right now.
Right. But
I would say Dak Prescott right now MVP.
Well, I'm talking about, is Matt Stafford the reason why the Lions are in division contention?
Yes, he is. I think it is because the way he's been playing, leading
Golden
the Lions
Tate.
to a comeback. Golden Tate's been playing much better. That win at Minnesota is huge for this team. End of the day, when you look at it here, I just think that Stafford's an MVP candidate, yes, but I just think right now the MVP right now is Dak Prescott, the way he's been playing.
Mm-hmm.
And you know, you could look at where Dallas has been.
That's true.
With Prescott, you know what I mean?
I know.
Better. They've been playing much better than Tony Romo. I think when you look at
Any
MVP,
final thoughts?
when you look at MVP and Rookie of the Year, Ezekiel Elliott Rookie of the Year, Dak Prescott MVP.
All right, that'll do it for this week's episode Between Taorminas. Ian Weatherspoon should be back. All right, have a good night and see you soon.